last one for the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
The finale.
Yep. So, today we're talking about cheap rent.
Oh, cheap rent. That will never fucking cover ya. Never say never.
Next week.
Yes.
Next week.
Yeah.
Cheap rent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, today we're talking about Fear Street, 1994.
Yes. Good thing I put 1992 on that.
I looked at it. You did.
I know that. Yeah. A good old boss over here.
Yeah, I'm a boss. Okay.
Oh, shit.
This is a Netflix movie based on an R.L. Stine book series called Fear Street.
Oh, really? It's actually that's actually a series by R.L. Stine.
Yes.
I did not know that.
In fact, it is the series he wrote before he wrote Goosebumps. Yup.
I would have never known that.
I didn't know it either. Someone else told me.
Who told you that?
I heard it from some other guys.
Oh. Oh.
I heard it from a couple of different guys. Like,
now, did you make sure that was true?
No.
Oh,
So
Johnny.
But I assume if so many people are saying that,
Sure.
it must be true.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty freaking wild.
But what I also learned from looking it up is that this is not based on the books. This is a different story from the stories in the books.
Okay. Yeah, because I can't imagine it's more of a children's author would...
It's not a children's series.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Wow. So what happened?
What do you mean?
With R.L. Stine, then he went from this type of
know,
horror...
You know he still writes, like...
No. Before, obviously, he did Goosebumps, he did this. How did he go from such... I mean, this is kind of brutal.
But you know he was writing this kind of stuff also while he was writing Goosebumps, right?
Did not.
He wasn't just writing Goosebumps.
I was a kid. What the hell would I know?
Exactly.
Right.
Like, how would we know?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
None of us.
Wow.
When we went in, we wouldn't ask for R.L. Stine. We'd ask for Goosebumps.
Yeah. Yes. Especially with the cool goosebump feel on the paperback.
Yeah. It always had that. But this is based on that series.
I'm surprised. Wow.
And from what I've read online, in the book series, it is a series of stories similar to Goosebumps, where they are not like very connected. But what connects them all is that all of these stories take place on Fear Street, which is Fear like F-I-E-R, like Sarah Fear, like the witch.
Yep. Yeah.
And there are a lot of things that I love about this movie that I can't really talk about until we talk about the third one.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
This is my least favorite of all of these movies.
Okay.
I think nostalgia is stupid. That being said...
Wow. Alright.
I do. Like, I don't get it. I never really have.
Okay.
Where sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that thing, but like, I generally don't have fond memories of like the 90s at all. So...
Right.
Meh. Like, ooh, look, Tamagotchi. I could buy one of those if I want.
Yeah.
I have the Tamagotchi Game Boy game.
Do you really?
Yeah, I can play it whenever I want.
Oh, okay.
You can have up to 3 Tamagotchis at once on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
But this, one of the things I thought was fun is the very beginning of the movie. Now I heard that this is like a shot for shot like remake of the beginning of Scream.
Okay.
Except in a mall.
Okay.
I didn't see that necessarily. That one shot where he's like chasing her and then he stabs her.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
That is literally like camera angle, everything taken from Scream.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if it counts as an homage at that point, but like that's a thing that happens.
Yeah. It should be an homage. I mean, it's a classic.
Yeah, but I don't know if it counts as that or if it just counts as plagiarism.
Yeah. Oh, when did Scream come out?
Scream came out in...
Gotta be early 90s.
Must have, right?
Early to mid 90s.
Man, you'd think we would have thought about this, right? Especially since I just got the Scream movies.
Yeah, you did.
Like, I just found them. I was like, man, I was looking all over for them, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe when the new one comes out, they'll have, like, some nice new Blu-ray releases, and they did.
Yeah, how about that? Now, does that Blu-ray collection have the 5th one on there?
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, that's why I bought the 5th one.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have the 4th one either. It only has the first 3.
Oh, that 4th one is a hard one to find.
I got it.
Oh? Oh?
$12.
Nice. DVD or Blu-ray?
Blu-ray.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
cool.
I now own all of the Scream movies. I don't have to constantly be concerned about where to fucking find them on streaming.
Yeah.
Because streaming is...
Or find that horrible YouTube quality that we watched on.
That's one of the reasons why I was like, I need to get 4, because I couldn't tell who anyone was in the movie. Because it was such bad quality that everyone's faces were just like almost nothing.
Right. But we know what happens in the end.
Yeah. One day we'll do Scream.
We will.
One day we'll finish The Grudge.
We will do that too.
Yeah.
One day we'll do Cheap Rent too.
Wow, we're doing Cheap Rent next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, Fear Street.
Now you watched this today.
I watched this.
You rewatched this today.
I put this movie on while I did other things today, yes.
Anyways.
And I also paid attention to all of the songs that popped up in the music, in the movie, because lots of songs are used in this movie.
Yes.
And I looked them all up to make sure that they were available. And at one point, I also saw that Calibri was being used on AOL, which is not possible. Because Calibri...
What is Calibri?
Is a font.
Oh, yes.
And it was not created until 2002. Like, it was created between 2002 and 2004.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, like, actually released to the public until 2007, according to Wikipedia. But
what was the main one before that, Arial?
It was either Arial or Times New Roman.
Okay. God, I can't even think that far back.
I don't think they were using Arial on AOL, though. I think it might have been Times New Roman.
Okay.
But
that, or if it was Time Warner AOL, it's probably Comic Sans.
No, it wasn't. I remember that. I remember AOL, and it was not Comic Sans.
No.
It should have been.
It should have been. Damn right it should have been.
It was either Papyrus or...
Yeah.
I can't believe we're having a font conversation.
Hey, you know what? It's old fucking school Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's what we had back then.
It's what we remember.
Nobody had a Mac.
Yeah, they did. Macs were big in, like, the 90s.
Yeah.
They had what was that, the iMac?
Yeah, but you
that
had...
big-ass fucking purple computer.
Yes, that came in all the different colors. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, iMacs.
Yeah. Not iMacs.
No, iMac.
I know. Not the big screen.
No, that wasn't around yet.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was. The
dome
one.
The dome one, yeah. Is it not a dome anymore?
Well, they technically consider iMacs as a big old giant screen that's kind of like that. That's diagonal like that, but I don't think many people can handle that iMac dome anymore.
Really?
No. A lot of people get sick from
People
that.
are that weak?
I think you would have gotten sick from it, wouldn't you?
No.
Oh.
I get car sick, but I don't get, and like I get sick on thrill rides, but I don't get like motion sick from 3D movies or anything like that. I love 3D movies.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, but I mean that's the thing about the dome, it's all around you.
Yeah. But every time I've been to an IMAX theater, I never had trouble.
Oh, alright.
And those were like the ones that I always hear really make people sick, because it was always like, this is the fish in the ocean video and stuff like that, and that like fucks with people.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty sure if like we went and saw the Batman in IMAX, I'd be good.
I wouldn't want to see that.
Really? I mean,
I know you're a big fan of it.
It's not a very action movie, so.
Anyways, back to Fear Street.
Yeah.
Wow, so they fucked up on the font.
Yeah. They fucked up on that font, on that AOL font.
I think you're probably how many people do you think figured that out?
Maybe 2 others.
Well, you can call credit to that.
They're
God, I can't believe that Calibri is that new.
I can. Because I remember one day it just showed up out of nowhere, and I was like, what the fuck is this shitty font?
I hate that font. Oh.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this shitty font?
Right?
That sucks.
Right? Anyways.
And the other thing I found in my research, More Human Than Human is in this song. Is in this movie.
Yeah.
More Human Than Human did not come out until 1995. Get your shit together, movie.
Oh, yeah,
anyway.
by White Zombie.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was earlier than that.
I wasn't old enough to remember.
Right.
I just knew that I saw Calibri, and I was like, or Calibri, and I was like, no.
Right.
Because what struck me is that I very specifically remember, I think I was in college when I got my new laptop in college,
yeah.
and I got the new Microsoft Office suite,
yep.
and was just like, what the fuck is this font? Where are the good ones?
Yeah.
I very specifically remember that. Because at that time it was still very much like your papers have to be in Times New Roman.
Oh, yes.
And I think they said, or Arial at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Yeah, for APA format?
Yeah.
Or MLA format,
yeah.
too? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, well, what the fuck is this Calibri shit? And why is it starting me with this? It should be starting me with something that you can use.
Right. Right.
You can use properly formatted.
Right.
Come on.
Right. And 12-point font.
Yeah.
Double-spaced.
Well, no. Not in college. College has to be single-spaced.
Oh, I never...
But if you work really hard, you can... Well, not hard, but like, if you know what you're doing, you can bring it down to about a quarter space, and the thing is, you can do a quarter space, and then you can set it to double space in between each paragraph.
Oh.
So it'll actually, like,
sure.
extend those things.
Sure. Anyways, back to the fucking movie.
Usually those will pass.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this movie.
Yeah. Well, what the hell? You got 2 things wrong, movie. Bums.
Probably has more than that.
Oh, I bet it does.
Just wait until 1978 or 76. Is it 78? What is it? It must be 78.
Well, is it Jeepers Creepers years?
94, 78, 66.
Yep, there you go.
I think that's it.
Yep.
Because we had to have 666 in the last one.
I know. Yeah. A tribute to Ozzy.
So, Mike, tell us a little bit about this movie.
You want me to talk about it? The fuck? So, I'll just kind of give you the plot and the gist.
Yeah, that's what I want. And then I have specific things we can talk about.
I don't remember her name.
Dina.
Yeah. So you got the main character in Dina and her brother Josh.
Yep.
And they're basically, well, that isn't how it starts, but it starts off obviously like we just said.
You got a cold open.
Yes. Yeah. Drew Barrymore-esque stab.
Yeah. Yeah. And then at the end, this guy gets killed.
Yes.
He gets gunned down by cops or something at the end.
Yep. Yep, but then you have your main characters, Dina and Josh. What's the blondie's name again?
Dunno. Pass.
But
there are 2 other guys.
And then, do you know the 2 other guys? Honey, you said you told me you watched this.
I did.
You didn't, though.
Well, I did, but I watched it like 2 hours before you showed up.
Oh, okay.
And then we watched all of Raw.
I know.
And then we watched all of Spirit Mystery Zone.
I know.
So, I'm sorry.
I know.
I think one's name is Kate, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I asked you. So we have basically 5 main people.
Sam.
6.
Sam is the girlfriend.
Oh, that's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, the blondie.
Is she blonde? I
Blonde,
thought she was brown.
Dirty blonde.
Sure, she's...
Yes,
that's
strawberry blonde. I don't know.
None of those.
Anyways.
She has brown hair.
Okay, so you got Dina, you got Sam, you got Joshua. And then you got...
Katie?
That's the
drug lady.
Yeah, drug lady, and then you got the...
I'm just gonna grab my phone. This is fucked. I'll be back, guys. Because none of us can remember the names of these characters.
I haven't watched this for a month.
Oh, I guess so. Oh, look at that, the Mavs won.
Yay. Damn it, Johnny, I thought you did your homework. But anyways, Johnny's getting the names. But they're basically high school kids were just about to graduate. And Dina and Sam are...
I was right. The only one I forgot was Simon.
Simon, okay. So
her name is Kate.
It's Kate? Okay.
Kate and Simon.
Okay.
There we go.
Anyways, so they're all in high school and they're all friends. But Dina and Sam are on the rocks.
Not on the rocks. They have broken up because Sam has moved to Sunnyvale.
That's it. That's why.
Yep.
And she's on Shady Side, right?
She's a Shady Sider.
Yeah.
The Shady Side Witches and the Sunnyvale Devils.
Yep. And so they're obviously having that rivalry. They have that friction between each other. And
yeah. But it's also more than that, because one of the big things they really point out in this is that the Sunnyvale people are like ritzy. Yeah. They live happy lives. Good things happen there. There's no crime.
Right.
Like, all of this just is good for them.
Right.
Then it's very much like the Shady Side is there's crime all the time. They specifically have a line where like they're at that football field where they have the memorial service or whatever for the people, and then the Sunnyvale, one of the Sunnyvale kids says it's not a tragedy if it happens every other week.
Right.
And like it's very much like Shady Side. Like at one point she says like, what do I have to look forward to as a Shady Sider?
Right.
Working the night shift and one day ending up dead on the floor of the mall.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like very much.
Right.
Just huge socioeconomic differences between these two groups. Shady Side, we always see, like, we see lots of people of color in Shady Side. We see no people of color in Sunnyvale either.
Right. Right.
And that, I feel like, comes more into play in the next movie.
Sure.
And then the movie after that.
Right. I mean, I don't know if that's a taste on my or what. Oh,
I think this movie series is blatantly about race.
Yeah.
But we'll get into
status and class.
It's race and status and class and how they all like go together.
Yep.
And like we can talk about that.
Yeah.
When,
right. When the
at the
series
end of
is done.
at the end of this trilogy.
Sure.
Because holy shit. Like it's very on point.
Yeah.
Like we in this movie we even see like at signs advertising the color war. You know? And what I like at the beginning of this movie is we see a bunch of like newspaper clippings in the opening credits that are like different Sunnyvale crimes through the ages. So it has like a grifter guts girls and like which is one of the killers that we see.
Right.
At one point, it's the one with that weird like gas mask thing.
Okay.
And then we have like the killer milkman, which is that guy with his face all burned up.
Yep.
The deformed boy who kills parents with his baseball bat.
Okay.
Like we get all of that in the opening credits.
Shit.
Yeah. And we even see a lot of those killers, like, in this movie.
Oh, right.
At one point when, like, Josh is into true crime, and he's going through, like, all of the historic killers of Shadyside.
Right.
And they literally, like, cut to clips of them, like, killing people as he's saying.
Right.
And I was like, oh, man, this is cool. And then, like, man, 1666, they have the picture of, like, that pastor.
Right.
Oh, man. I think
We'll cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a couple of years, don't worry.
No, I mean, next week we have to do Cheap Rent, so...
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the main gist. It's the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very separated.
Yep.
And I love that dude who plays the janitor in the movie. Cause
who is that guy?
In this movie, he is seen at the beginning of the movie when he, like, waves at people and he's, like, closing up some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, right before the killings happen. He gets arrested. He gets, like, dragged in by the police at that point. And then, like, at a like, later on in the movie, they're all at the police station at the end of the movie, and he's sitting in there, too. And he's just like, hey, man, can you, I don't remember what he asked. I think he asked him to hand him a toothpick or something. He's like, hey, man, can you hand me, like, the thing? And, like, Josh is just kind of, like, ignores him. Like, oh, what, so I'm here, I'm a bad guy? Well, guess what? You're in here, too. So,
right.
Come on, give me...
Right.
And he like, shows up later a lot more. But he's one of my favorite characters in this whole series.
Right.
It's just, like, this black guy. And I think it's in the next movie. He has it's in the third movie. It's my favorite line in the whole series, and he has it.
Okay.
So...
Right.
But yeah, I love that dude. I forgot who that actor is, but he's really good.
Right.
He's great. He pulls this movie together.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anyway, where were
Yeah, we were just talking about the gist of it.
Before I was just tangentially talking about random people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nothing new, so.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the gist of it. It's the divide of towns.
Right.
Yeah.
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 It's a very divided area.
Right.
And we can go into more of, like, how it gets divided and how it is divided, like, later on.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. It's just in the table, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's hit on the highlights.
Alright.
Yeah. I think one of the things for me is the death of the bread slicer.
Okay, so I was outright. There's no way this could be done. This is impossible. Apparently on set somebody said the same thing, so they grabbed a watermelon and put it through the bread slicer, and it worked. So they were like, alright, the watermelon can do it, we're going ahead with it. And I'm like, well, that's a very different hardness, but if you can put a watermelon through it, I can at least believe that you can get a human head into it. So...
Yeah.
And all you have to do is get a human head into it for me to believe that you can kill someone with it.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
That was pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
That's one of the best kills in the whole series.
And now, how did Simon die again?
Simon got hit in the head by the camp killer.
Oh yes, okay.
One of the things I think we need to talk about is all of the cool killers in this.
Yeah.
And how awesome it is. It reminds me of, like, my favorite, like, everyone fucking hated Annabelle 3 or whatever, but like I fucking loved it because we get to see so many different things.
Right.
It just keeps throwing weird shit at us every time we see something. I'm like, oh man, I wonder what that thing does. And we actually get to see what that thing does in that.
Sure.
That's That's one of the things I like about that movie. That's one of the things I like about this movie is we
Right.
just keep seeing more and more killers.
Right.
Like they have Ruby Lane,
Yep.
who is who's the Razor Girl.
Yep.
They say Ruby Lane slit her wrists and killed a bunch of fucking people or something.
Yep. Yep.
And she's one of the murderers.
Yep.
The main ones walking around are the mall killer.
Yep.
I don't remember what they call him. The mask.
Yeah.
The skeleton mask.
Yep.
The Nighthawk camp killer.
Yep.
From 78.
Yep.
And Ruby Lane.
Yep.
Who's from I think the 60s.
Yes.
And those are the main three I think that are going around.
Yep.
Like I don't think any of the other ones are going around at this point, right?
Nope.
All right. Because I don't think that's until like the end.
Yes.
Where we just have everyone.
Right. Right. Right.
Because like man, when we actually see that rock, like it's so full of names.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Like I almost feel like we didn't get to see them all.
I know. I want to see more of them.
Like there must have been more in between, because all the ones that we see are all from the 1900s,
right.
except for the pastor.
Right.
So there must be more.
There's gotta be.
There must be more in between 1666 and like 1910.
Right. There's gotta be.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's one of the things I love about this movie, is that there's just so much weird shit.
Yeah.
Like so many weird killers.
Right.
And they're all like, they're all reminiscent of like other killers that you probably are familiar with.
Right.
Like the Nighthawk camp killer is very much Baghead Jason.
Yeah. Yeah.
The skeleton mask killer is very much like Ghostface.
Yep.
Ruby Lane, I guess maybe Prom Night.
Prom Night. Eileen Wuornos.
I heard that movie wasn't a horror movie.
What's that?
The new Eileen Wuornos movie.
Oh, I don't know. No, you're talking about the one with Charlize Theron?
No, the new one.
Oh.
They just made one.
Oh, I don't know. Never saw it. Never even heard of it.
Yeah, I heard it's really bad.
Oh. I haven't even fucking heard of it.
It's not a horror movie and it's really bad.
Right.
That's everything I've heard about it.
Yeah. Sounds like a piece of shit.
Yeah, Netflix, get your shit together.
Yeah, bums.
It's made by the same guy who did that movie, the Murder of Sharon Tate.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Netflix decided it's okay to give that guy money.
What the fuck? Anyways, with that. Yeah. Yeah, you got cool characters.
Yeah, it's got really cool characters.
Yep.
So let's go into like a little bit of the story. Just because it is very much like they do use the phrase like sunny or shady side is cursed a lot in this series or in this movie too. They're just like it's cursed by
right.
And they all say it's cursed by the witch of Sarah Fear.
Yep.
F-I-E-R, like the book. Well, like the street.
Yes.
Because apparently there's a Fear Street.
Okay.
In the book.
Sure. Right. Yeah, you already covered that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. More story. Oh, come on.
So Sarah Fear has cursed this town supposedly by cutting off her hand.
Yeah.
And they don't say that in this one. Never mind. It was something about cutting off her hand.
That's in 66.
Don't
cover that yet.
They don't say that until 78.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
yeah, because
remember, that's right.
Yeah. Remember the.
Yeah.
Man, this is really hard to talk about when I just have to talk about this.
Yes.
But,
yes. Yeah.
So what happens is they're fuck, I don't remember what I was saying.
They're on the bus.
Okay.
Going away from the football game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're being chased by the Sunny Veilers, right?
Yeah, and they're all wearing those masks and like messing with them.
Yep. So they throw.
Well, she's holding like a cooler, like one of those cooler bottles, and
Now this is Dina or Sam?
Dina.
Okay.
Sam is in the car.
Yes,
but, like
that's
Dina,
right.
it looks like she's going to pour it, but the bus hits she gets like a nosebleed
Yep.
and drops it, and then it falls onto their car.
Right.
And then they wreck that car.
Right.
And then Sam gets out and bleeds onto the ground, and then she has visions.
Yep.
Of things.
Witch vision.
Witch visions.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And this movie does one of my least favorite things.
Okay.
So we hear Dina talk about Sam, and like we just get hints about Sam, Sam is Dina's ex.
Yep.
And stuff. And we see her longingly looking over at someone on the football field, and there's a guy, and he's got his hand on a girl's ass.
Right.
And it's just it's very clearly us, it's focused on the guy.
Yeah.
Who we later learn is Pete.
Yep.
I remember that because I was like, oh, they give us a name for him.
Yep.
And then she goes off to be sad or something because she was gonna give Sam's stuff back.
Yes.
At the thing, and she comes up and it's oh, this is Sam. Aren't we clever? We tricked you.
Right.
We look at you. You're homophobic because you thought it was a guy because of the name Sam. Ha ha ha. Aren't we so clever?
Yeah,
Aren't we much
cheap.
better than you? And I was like, this is really fucking cheap, guys.
It was super cheap.
This is not a thing that we should be doing at
Right.
this point. It's 2022. It's
Right.
not edgy to have gay characters in your story.
Right.
It's just a thing that you can have and not call attention to.
Right.
And we'll all be okay.
Right.
You don't need to be haha, look at us, we have gay characters.
Yeah, great.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Couldn't you have done this in a way that doesn't seem creepy or disrespectful? But
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So she has the witches, visions, and that's when the shit hits the fan.
Yes. Very much.
Yeah.
It
gives life to the three killers that we were talking about.
I guess so.
Oh yeah.
And I just realized what that is. But okay, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that in the next coming years.
So, man, usually we would film a trilogy in a night, and we aren't this time.
No way. Fuck that. I got priorities now.
I got shit to do. Fuck you.
No more 3 o'clock in the morning filming for me. Are you lost again, John?
I'm lost again.
Oh.
Man, we should maybe move this filming.
No.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean this isn't going to be a plot to plot.
But it's turning into one.
I that's why I asked for the highlights, and then you go, let's talk more about the story.
Well, I wanted to talk about the story in general.
But we can't really do that until we do 66.
Yes, we can. Okay, so there's a witch that has the witch has cursed the town. We find that out in the story that it's real. Yeah. And
then the thing about it, it's big lore.
Yes.
That we really don't realize it until Sam bleeds.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of lore in this, and that's
yes.
the director came out and said I want to do an MCU for this where it's not necessarily all connected to the witch,
right?
But it's different stories happening around this town, and I'm okay, yeah, I could be down for that,
right? Because
there is so much lore in this that I could see it easily, just making a lot,
right. And you know they're not going to release that in the theater. I mean, that's going to be Netflix exclusive.
Oh no.
Right.
It's not. And that's fine.
Right.
Like,
right.
Netflix would be fine to
Sure.
do that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of really what it's mainly on. It's about the lore of the witch and the separation of the towns.
Yeah. And the lore of the witch, the separation of the towns, and the story of this movie is really about all of these kids kind of finding out that this whole curse thing...
It's the table center. That's all this movie is.
This curse thing is real, and
Yeah.
now we have to figure out a way to survive.
Right.
So they go through... There's a lot of, like, stabbing. Well, not really a lot of stabbing. I think 4 people, technically, I think, die in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's, well, I mean, I guess you could technically count 5, but that person gets brought back.
Right.
So...
Right. Yeah.
So they're going through. They're trying to. They get attacked when they all get pulled in because they're.
Right.
And that's the point where we see the janitor in the car, or the janitor's in the jail a jail cell, and he's like, "Man, I'm telling you, those aren't my cans." About the spray paint cans, and he goes, "You're right. Because they're my cans now." And he's like spray painting smiley faces on the cardboard, and he goes, "Why would I tag my own place of work?"
He is a good character. Yeah.
It's Sheriff Good, and he also has the line more like Sheriff Motherfucking Evil.
Yeah, he's a good character.
He's a good character, man.
Yeah. And the thing is, let's go back. The killers that we talked about, Baghead Jason, Ghostface, and Warnos, Ruby Lane, they're all there to kill Sam.
Yes.
Because she bled.
They're after her blood.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, because she bled on the...
Because she bled on the
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all hunting her based on her blood.
Yes.
So there are a lot of fun scenes of, like... I think at one point they put some of her blood on, like, a lobster and have it crawling around.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of stupid shit.
They like, smear a bunch of, like, her blood all over the fucking floor to lead them into a bathroom to set them all on fire, and then they find out that they just regenerate.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Bad CGI, but fun.
What do you expect?
Meh. I expect nothing from CGI nowadays.
Exactly. So, I mean, we got that cool stuff. I mean, like I said, it's a table setter for the other movies.
Yeah.
It's a table setter for the trilogy, and I mean, that's usually what happens.
Maybe that's why I don't like it as much.
Yeah, it's the bare bones. It's the laying of the groundwork.
But it also has, like, some really cool shit in it.
Oh, sure it does.
When I actually watched it today, I was just like, there's not a ton to this movie. I mean, it has the proper plot structure and everything, and it's fun to watch, and it's just...
And then I kind of like, like the Robert Zemeckis type of, filming. I grew up on Forrest Gump, so every time you have a scene, what do you have? You have music to go with that scene. So I know with the nostalgia, but
that
it's
only really happens though at the beginning.
Yes.
Like you see the music kicking in at the beginning,
right?
And then like shit starts to go down, and the music is just gone.
Right.
And I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just a fun thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're getting the meat and potatoes. You don't need any fucking
nostalgic
music anymore.
I don't need your dumbass nostalgia.
Right. I mean, you're gonna play like some like really deep, like 6 Feet Under type, horror, metal,
just
goth rock.
Start playing like Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah. I mean that's big in the 90s. It's big in the 90s. I mean, come on.
I mean, they were in Ace Ventura.
They were indeed. Yeah.
I was surprised they didn't like pull anything like.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but like that would have been really fun if they had like fucked with
Yeah.
a knife playing in the background of one of the
Oh,
scenes.
yeah, that would have been great. Yeah. Especially in like, like the dark times of the movie. It's like, oh.
Just just thrash metal in the background
I love it.
of
That'd
like
be great.
just a sad scene.
What the fuck is that?
Metal.
What the fuck is the name of that band that we saw that has that kind of like that thrash metal type? It was right before Disturbed. With all the visual cues. It started with an M.
Mastodon?
Yes.
It's not a thrash metal band.
It kind of is.
They're a Christian rock band, man.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Christian metal.
Oh. Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't see them as like thrash metal.
Oh, they can be.
They're like not. It's different.
Okay.
It's not quite.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but I like that. That was the kills and the music were I like.
Yeah.
I like music to go along with the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that was fun.
Yeah.
I mean it never feels nostalgia for me really, but
Right.
Nostalgia hasn't really hit me at all since I was a kid. Though.
Right. Right.
And that's the thing is I just don't care. I
Right.
guess.
Right.
Maybe I'm soulless.
Yeah, you're a soulless human being.
I look at nostalgia and I'm just like, that's full of shit. Like I watch Stranger Things and they have like, it's like, oh look, they have a Evil Dead poster. Well, no kid would have an Evil Dead poster at that time because that movie only premiered to like 3 theaters nationwide. Right. So fuck you, kid.
So they got that wrong, and this one got 2 wrong that we know of.
Oh, I'm sure Stranger Things got lots of shit wrong.
I bet.
Because
you see how much money per episode that is?
Really? How much?
Like $30 million.
That show's not $30 million an episode good.
No. It's not even Game of Thrones money. Anyways.
I mean, without like Winona Ryder and
Millie Bobby Brown.
Who?
Millie Bobby Brown?
No, I was gonna say oh fuck.
Hopper?
Yeah, without Hopper, like that shows nothing.
Oh, that's the best fucking character alive.
And you said alive.
Oh, he's always alive. He ain't gonna kill off the best fucking character on that show.
Winona Ryder and Hopper together are the only reasons I'm sticking around in
of
the
course.
show.
That's why I'm fucking bawling a baby. Like, oh, he's dead? No.
I didn't cry or anything. I was just like, oh, fuck this show.
Oh, man, that was hard.
It's obviously a bad show.
That was hard, dude.
I liked the first season, and I feel like I've just been sour on every season after that.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the second season.
And like the 4th season, I think is the first one where I was like, all right, I like this.
Yeah, with Billy.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I was like, all right, I like this a lot more now.
Yeah, because
like,
you gotta.
we got a lot more of like Winona Ryder and Hopper and like some of the more of the adult characters, and like fuck it, I don't know.
Well, you had an antagonist who was a human, so.
Yeah. I mean that was cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. I don't think.
No, I mean it does have to go with Netflix though.
Oh yeah. Anyway, maybe cut that budget in half and give it to this guy the next time.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yep. It's an unexpected, when we watch.
Who knows? Netflix is dying apparently.
I know.
200 million subscribers lost in a month.
Ooh.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Anyways.
Maybe because they haven't really had anything good coming out over the last couple months.
I know. I don't know. I didn't expect much from this movie when I first went.
I expected nothing.
And it was very good.
I was just like, man, I don't know if this will be good, but I like that there are 3 of them, and then we could do a show on it.
Look where your fucking mind goes, I tell ya. Yep. And here we are talking about it.
Yep. Here we are.
Yep. I think that's all the highlights that I got.
At the end they figure out that like they need to kill her because
Sam.
They have to kill Sam because they look at C. Berman.
Yes.
who survived the Camp Nighthawk massacre.
Yes.
And they were like, oh, well, she died, and then she was resuscitated by someone, like, on the scene.
Sure.
And that's why it ended there.
Right.
And they were like, oh, okay, so we have to kill Sam.
Right.
So the druggies, like, build, like, a weird, crazy cocktail to drug the shit out of Sam and kill her.
Right.
But then, like, they put a bunch of give him a bunch of EpiPens.
Right.
And they're like, all right, just keep jabbing them into her chest.
Right.
And I don't know if that's how that works.
I have no idea. Don't have any fucking idea.
Usually you would probably use, like, methadone.
I would imagine.
In this case,
or
right?
you do like the old
Is
Pulp
it methadone?
Fiction.
It's not methadone. It's...
Or you do the Pulp Fiction where you just stab it in her chest.
Well, that's what they do. They stab her in the chest with, like, 19 EpiPens.
Like a needle that, like that.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like 19 EpiPens.
God damn.
Because they're just like...
Well, that didn't even work because they drowned. She drowned her.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Dina drowned her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Put her in the old,
in the lobster tank.
Yeah.
While they had the lobster covered in her blood, like, running around.
Right. Right. Which was so stupid.
It was fun.
It
I
was
liked
fun.
it. It was very much just a thing where I was like, I could see people, someone doing this probably. I'm sure it's fine. But they bring her back, and then at the end, they're looking at, like at the end, everyone's at home, everything's nice, and she gets a call from C. Berman, and C. Berman's like, hey, you can't stop it. And she's like, what do you mean? We stopped it. Like, we killed her and brought her back. And she goes, no, you don't understand. It's not gonna stop.
Right.
And then, like, she turns around and Sam's standing there, and Sam stabs her. Yep.
And Joshua's downstairs.
Joshua's downstairs, and they end up, like, tying her up, dragging her over there, and they're like, alright, well, we're bringing her to C. Berman's.
Yeah, and that's that.
And they bring her to C. Berman's, and then the movie ends.
Yes. Good job, David Gordon Green.
Yeah, who's that?
He's the next director of The Exorcist.
Really? I don't know who that is.
He directed a couple big horror movies.
Like what?
I don't remember.
That's not helpful.
I know. Asking me too many tough questions. That's what you get.
Asking who one person is. Who you said.
No, he did a couple of movies. I
what?
can't remember what.
Did he do Jeepers Creepers?
No, you scumbag. That's Victor Silva.
Is it?
Yes.
He's a scumbag.
Fucking.
We probably won't ever cover that movie.
No. No. And that is the last time you'll hear that name on this in this table.
Yep. Fuck that guy.
Scumbag.
Hope he dies in pain. Anyway.
He should die in prison.
In pain.
Yes. Yes. No sympathy. None.
Bad person. Anyway.
Yes. Fuck Victor Silva. Yeah. But this is a fun movie.
This is a fun movie.
This is a fun movie. I didn't expect it to be fun. I didn't expect nothing from it.
I didn't expect anything from it. I know, at one point I was just like, oh man, this kind of feels like an R.L. Stine movie, and all of you guys were just like, it's based on an R.L. Stine book.
Yeah, it's like, John, did you watch the fucking opening credits?
No.
Oh,
I was looking at the newspapers in the background.
Oh, shit.
That's what I was looking for, you know?
Yeah, but I would give it a watch. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Watch
a fun
this. Recommends.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, sure. I think I give this a 7.
I'm Gene Siskel.
I think I gave this
Are you Roger?
No.
Oh.
That dude just hates shit for the reason of hating shit.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they're both dead, aren't they?
Ah, yes. Yes. Gene
No
Siskel.
sympathy.
Bad Yankee guy. Oh. Anyways.
Yeah.
Give it a watch.
Recommend it.
We didn't spoil too much.
Yeah, we didn't.
No. No, we just wanted to hit on the highlights. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
I think we got most of them out of the way.
I think so.
That chick from Community, I always forget her name, but she plays Britta. She
Yeah.
plays C. Berman.
Yep.
I don't remember if that's in this one or if it's only in the next one. I don't remember if she showed up actually.
Oh, she does.
Okay.
She's in that awesome mall scene.
No, in this one I mean.
Who?
In the first,
Yes.
is she?
Yes.
What mall scene is she in the first
Oh,
one?
not in the first one, but in the second one.
Yeah, but that's what I was asking.
Oh.
It's like I don't.
Yeah, she's at the end of the first one when she's on the phone with him.
We'll be able to talk more about these movies as time goes on. I'm sorry, people, for this episode. it's a pain in the ass, I know.
It's hard because we watched all three of them.
Yeah.
We don't want to give away the second and third one before we talk about this one.
Yeah. Yeah, watch those.
Yeah, we're changing it up. We're giving it 1-on-1.
What?
We're not doing 1, 2, and 3 tonight.
Yeah.
We are not doing that.
We're doing that in the future, though. For other series like this, we're going to film these at once. Cause
Oh, that's insanity.
I'm gonna lose my shit.
That's insanity. It's craziness. That'd be like a 4-hour